we'd like everybody on our PetSafe page to look at lovethenorth.ca. Go to the website and learn more about Northern Ontario organizations, charities, businesses, interesting people.
So let's, Jill, yesterday you had a interesting day with some goats. You want to tell us about the goats running the highways?
Yeah, so we got a call from an OPP officer who
Okay.
had, I guess, in the area, and they see running goats. Well, they probably got a call about it. And so we received a call because they said they were referred from the city. Because we have a lot of contacts in the animal world. So, whether it be wild animals, whether it be, farm animals or domestics, we get calls for everything. And so, he said there was 3 kind of skittish, I guess nobody could get near them. And he was worried they were going to get hit on the highway. So I thought, great, goats. Said we do a little bit of everything, but we're not doing goats. I don't know anything about goats. But so we call people.
Yeah.
Because we have people that we know about goats. So I actually called Northern Legacy because they have horses and, and they have quite a bit of property and stuff. So I thought, I immediately called Katrina over at Northern Legacy, said, can you help us out? I said, we've got a call for goats. I said, if you're stuck and you have space there to hold them, I said, I'll give you one of my outdoor pens until we find the owners. So, but we immediately posted on social media because we have 37,000 people on our page. So usually when we post, we can usually quickly find owners or somebody who knows about the situation. And so I posted, and then some of our people moved those posts over to like the Wapate sites and the Mark Stakes. It was just east of Coniston, between Coniston and Mark Stake. So anyways, it all turned out well because I guess the owner saw the posting and thought those sounded like her goats. So she checked her camera and sure enough, her goats were missing. So they were out having a little afternoon stroll.
Uh-huh.
And I guess that she's a fairly new owner to these goats. And these goats, I guess, were very timid.
Okay.
So she's been working with them and I guess, hasn't lived there, hasn't had them that long. And so she contacted us and said, those are my goats. And I said, well, while we were making arrangements, I guess somebody else had made arrangements. And so they got reunited with owner. I think owner had to leave work and
go get the goats. Yeah.
Go get the goats.
Get the goats.
Yeah. So, we get a lot of calls actually. Like we get goats, pigs. We've had doggies and horses go. I mean, because we usually know somebody in that area. So we just contact people. Usually like Turtle Pond Wildlife, especially this time of year, we're seeing the bears. Right? You're seeing a lot of bears, you're seeing mangy fox. Turtle Pond Wildlife takes care of all that. They have the license in our area. I certainly don't think I wish they could be double the size they are. I think they wish that too. This year they're already full with the raccoons. So we've had calls on raccoons and we've had to find people who could nurse those raccoons, and we usually link them in with a rescue somewhere in Ontario.
So like a parent, like a mother raccoon that's just not around anymore.
Well, what happened? We had a call just a couple weeks ago, and somebody killed the mom.
Okay.
People don't realize that. I guess she was, problematic in the attic, and they killed the mom, and just days later find that she has puppies. Well, sorry, not puppies.
Kits.
Baby kits. I think it's kits.
I don't think it's kits.
No, it's not. Those are not kits.
Little raccoons.
Yes, little baby raccoons. Anyways, so it tells you my knowledge about wildlife names. Anyway, so we just refer everybody to the people that we deal with on a regular basis because we get a lot of calls.
And the word gets out.
So we have a lot of contacts. Yes, and with our posting, we also use Aspen Valley. We a couple times have taken animals down there. We actually ended up with like a baby coyote, and it was a bizarre story because we knew there was something strange about it. We had a gentleman, I guess, who was golfing in Valcarin, and said somebody dropped a puppy. A bird was flying across and dropped a puppy.
Oh.
And we're thinking, well, that's a pretty strange call.
Okay.
So there's probably more to it, and there was. I guess that bird, large bird, had found a nest, right? A little den, and plucked a baby and was trying to fly away with it, but dropped it on the golf course.
Oh, boy.
So we ended up with it, and when we looked at it, I'm like, yeah, that's not a puppy. And so we actually called the Aspen Wildlife in Muskokas and said, here's our situation. And they said, are the eyes closed? We are open. And we said, no, they're still closed. He said, put it in a dark room and get it back down here as quickly as you can. And then they guess they had one from somewhere else come in. So they actually ended up with a pair. So I had a little friend down there being orphaned.
Okay.
So it's nice. We have a lot of help. Muskokas does a lot of wildlife. Turtle Pond, they're so busy because they get calls from all over the north. And there's a lot of people that transport for them as well. So this time of year, bears are big, raccoons are big. Don't do anything to a raccoon, Mom. Don't even remove the mom. Some people think, well, I'll just pick it up, trap it, and take it somewhere else.
Oh, good
First of all,
luck.
they don't do well in new environments, so they don't actually do well. They can die once you've moved them. But what happens is you have to make sure they don't have babies right now. And Turtle Pond is apparently full. Aspen Valley, I've had a couple people we referred down there, and they've driven them down.
So where's Turtle Pond located?
They're in Valcarin.
Okay.
And, Gloria and her team run an amazing rescue out there for wildlife. They used to be part of the Wild at Heart that closed down, which was Dr. Yuppie's group.
Yeah.
And so they just branched off and he's now retired. But so we have a lot of, we get a lot of calls. Birds, seagulls injured. They take them all to Turtle Pond Wildlife. So, yeah. But we've done the odd pig. Like we'll do the odd pig. Like say we'll temporarily hold. If we would have had to take the goats for a few hours, then we don't want to see any animals suffer, right? And we have a facility and we have fenced in areas so we can safely secure them. But Northern Legacy stepped up. They were ready to put a trailer out there to go get them.
Yeah.
And so it all turned out well for the goats. And
when you do end up getting a pig, do you get earplugs?
So we've talked about our piggy stories.
Yeah.
Piggies are
noisy.
Yes. If you're going to catch a pig, we've had pigs. We've adopted pigs out.
Okay.
And we've spayed and neutered them. There's only a couple of vets in town that actually do that surgery for those particular animals. It's just, yes, we had one with a skin problem and we had to take it to our vet. And when she handed me the earplugs, it was kind of like I was like, what am I getting earplugs for? And she told me to come at the end of her day.
Mm-hmm.
So when everybody was gone. So I thought, it was kind of peculiar. Anyways, turns out they squeal so loud. I thought they were going to break the windows. So they're squealers. And we hadn't even we just had to do a skin scraping. We hadn't even touched the pig yet. We had just put them on the table and touched it, just held it. And it realized it was being confined. And so they're very interesting little characters. Yes.
Summer's here.
Mm-hmm.
What do pet owners have to be mindful of when it comes to their dogs being outside? Cats, not so much. But what about the dogs?
Basic summer care. Yep. And you know what? As our seasons change, we went from freezing cold, where you have to keep them in so they don't get frostbite, to now being checking the temperature of the pavement. People don't realize we just take our dogs for walks. We're like, let's go for a walk. We'll go early morning or late evening, which is always ideal in the heat.
Yeah.
To keep them out of the heat midday. What we don't think about is the pavement. So I always tell people, take your shoe off and put your foot on the pavement.
Yeah, that's rough.
If it's too hot for you, it's probably quite warm on your pet. It's not as bad because they do have the thick pad on the paw. But on these burning days, we have 25 to 30 degree temperatures. Walk your dog on the gravel part off the pavement. It's not as hot. So just little hints so that you don't burn the pads of your dogs, and having them, don't tie them out in spaces that have like cement or some even hot decks. Mm-hmm. Some of the decks, I know mine is a Trex deck, and it's so hot I can't stand on it. So people think, I just left him out on the deck. Grass is best, preferably under a tree. If you're going to leave your dog out, make sure he has shade, lots of water. When you see dogs panting, well, that's their way of sweating, right? Dogs don't sweat. So they pant to release that. But we have to make sure lots of water. Like dogs drink 2, 3, 4 times the amount of water in the summertime. So if they drink like one bowl of water, you might want to consider like one every few hours, especially in the heat if they're going to be outside. Yeah,
I noticed my dog dish is dry a lot more over the last little while now, especially.
That's right. And a lot of people take them to camp, dunk them in the lake, cool their body temp down.
Yeah.
Our air conditioning went yesterday at our building. And so I actually took the hose out and sprayed the dogs. And they're nice and cool. I sprayed all the cement, all of the rocks in there, the pea gravel that's in their running pens.
Yeah.
We had them out in the grass pens, of course, which is awesome. And we put out our little kiddie pools. Kiddie pools are great for your dog.
Yeah, did they go in it?
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I had a big Newfie there, like 140 pounds and diving right in. He was attacking the water as I was trying to get it out of the spray,
Okay.
out of the sprayer. So yeah, just keep your dogs wet. Keep them if you have a pool. If you don't, just take even a bucket of water. And just kind of keep them cool and damp if you're gonna be having them out during the day in the heat.
Not all dogs like to be sprayed with water.
No, and you shouldn't actually spray them. I just have some dogs that love to,
They love
yeah, they
the
love to
water
play with the
coming out of
water. Oh my God, we were shooting the water and they were just, biting at the water hose.
Yeah.
But you're right, like some dogs don't like it. It can be scary. So just a light bowl of cool water, not cold. You don't want to be shocking the temperature of a dog. So just something just to keep them wet.
Just pouring the water on them?
We just went down the back of the dogs and it just kind of wet them all. They were outside in the afternoon sun, so it just kind of helps keep the body temp down. And like I say, we had to take precautions because our air conditioning went, and Compo came out first thing this morning. God bless him. So we we're hoping to have our AC working by tomorrow. But the other 2 levels of our building have AC.
Yeah.
And they're all separate units, so it was kind of good because it's kept it remarkably cool in these hot days.
Yeah.
It's actually kept it cooler than we would have thought. So we're very lucky, and we're just crossing our fingers we get the unit up and going quickly. But
So the animals are happy.
yes, so they were laying on the cool tile they have to lay on in their kennels, so they just weren't laying on their blankets, of course. But yeah, no, it's pretty hot out there. So leave your dog home when you're going to go shopping in these days. And then you can't. Like people say, well, I take my dog everywhere, and that's great. You got air conditioning; it's perfect. I mean, often the air conditioning inside the car is cooler than what's outside.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Don't thinking you can crack a window because the temperature shoots up so quickly inside of a car, even with those few inches. People go, well, I leave a crack open. No, we're past those temperatures. When you go past like even 15, 18 degrees,
It's too hot.
It's too hot. Just leave your animal at home. Remember, he has a fur coat and he really doesn't need to be out in the sun or the heat. He doesn't need to be shopping, at 3 o'clock in the afternoon when it's 30 degrees, unless you have the air conditioning on.
Yeah.
Run your car. Just run your car in the parking lot. Right? People think, well, I'll just shut off. I'm just a couple of minutes inside the store. Well, they should put a temperature in there. If you put a temperature stick inside your car, watch how quickly, even 5 minutes. So think you run in a store, go through a cash register and come back out, a lot longer than 5 minutes, and the temperature soars very quickly.
Yeah, way too hot for the animals because they do have the fur coat.
That's right. And like I say, they're panting. We've had dogs that we get calls, say, what do I do? If you call provincial animal welfare, get the plate, because yes, you should file a complaint. Number 2, though, that's too slow. You want to call the police. If you've got a dog inside of a car in distress, you call the police.
Don't break the window.
Well, you know what?
I've heard some people do.
Some people have, and you know what? I don't blame them, because if it was me, it's not smart enough to realize that you can't leave animals in heated cars. Well, you know what? Maybe I don't condone anybody breaking anybody's window, so don't get me on that page. But yeah, if you see an emergency, you do what you got to do.
I think it's just like wear a jacket on a hot day. You'll see how warm it is because when you look at the dog or the cat, it's
just even put a sweater on a day like today.
It's a fur coat.
That's right.
Nobody needs that.
Yeah, and especially with some of the double coated breeds. You have to be just very careful. So, I mean, common sense. But people just think it's just a couple of minutes. Oh, check that car first. Just do an experiment at home. It takes 2 minutes to literally put the temperature stick inside your car and then see how quickly it rises up when you close the windows and the doors, or sit yourself. I would say if you can sit for 5 minutes without the air conditioning on, in your car with the windows up in a 30-degree day, well, okay, then try that out.
Do it with a jacket.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, just remember lots of water. They drink tons of water. If you're going to tie them out, make sure they're under a deck or under a tree. Keep them off hot decks. People don't realize how hot their decks are, especially when the sun's beaming down. So just be careful. Be mindful of summer conditions for the dogs. They can get heat stroke very easy, and heat stroke can kill your pet within hours.
And you can
vomiting, lethargic. Well, vomiting, lethargic. Call your vet right away.
Okay.
Get them in.
So lethargic is feeling lazy?
Yeah, when you notice they're like laying down, not getting back up.
Yeah.
They're disoriented. They're kind of falling over. They look a little dizzy. Get them into a vet right away, because dogs can die of heat stroke. Even I've seen it happen on days where it was only 25 degrees. And somebody walked their dog out in the sun, just 25 degrees. So every dog is different. The size of dog, some of the bigger breeds, they have a hard time in this heat.
What about if your dog is lethargic like that? Can you just take a wet towel and
So
Cool 'em
never
down.
dunk your dog if it's really hot and you think it's having some health issues because of the heat. Never dunk them in cold water. The shock of their system.
Yeah.
You actually exactly like a cool towel, or cool bath, but not you don't use cold water. People think, well, I just need to cool them down quick. No, when you shock the system, it's not good
No
for them.
good.
They need to come down slowly. So actually, yeah, they don't recommend that you do any type of cold water dunking.
Okay.
Not
So,
like we would in the lake.
well,
But
that's
and take your dog to the beach. Like, you know what? Take them out to a lake somewhere. They love it. It's great exercise in the summer and it keeps them cool. So if you're wondering, it's too hot in your house, maybe you don't have air conditioning at home and you want to take your dog, take him down to the lake. Both of you go in the lake,
mhm.
right? There's lots of beaches around town. Take them for a swim. Just remember, increase your water, watch your pavement. The pavement is really hot in the summer and it can burn their pads. Yeah.
Joe from PetSave. Until next time.
All right.